Well, this is a new record, that's for sure. Wow. A Minecraft server with a rank which costs not $100, not even $1,000, but $10,000 to obtain. And what's even crazier is that this rank isn't on some shady gambling server which breaks Minecraft's EULA or anything. It's on an official Microsoft partnered, endorsed, and promoted server, which means we know for a fact that Microsoft is getting a cut of any sales of this rank. I couldn't believe it when I heard this rank exists, the most expensive rank I've seen on any Minecraft server ever by a long shot, beating the previous record holder by almost 10 times. And as it turns out, the server is one we might already be familiar with, potentially having made $10 million as we exposed last year. Enough dilly-dallying though. What is the server, how is Microsoft involved, and what exactly is going on? Well, a few weeks ago I got this video recommended to me by a Minecraft Bedrock YouTuber called Evident about a 1.6 million Minecoin rank. However, what actually caught my attention whilst watching the video wasn't only the rank but also the server. A tiny bit over a year ago, I made this video here about a Minecraft official partnered server called Enchanted Dragons, which was a Minecraft server where you had to pay to actually join and play the server's main RPG style game mode. It cost about $8 to buy basic access to the server, and based on the number of ratings the access and more expensive VIP access passes to the server had, in that video I estimated the server had made close to $10 million based on 5% of players who purchased these passes leaving reviews. An insane figure. Now, beyond the fact that the server was pay to play, the gist of that video was that the server wasn't bad per se, just quite lackluster, and beyond its cool custom models and aesthetics, had quite a boring and simple gameplay loop, which I concluded based on my brief time playing was probably not worth $8 to access, especially when compared to similar servers on Java, which generally blew it out of the water. Now, the server at the time was the least popular Bedrock partnered or featured server, seeing around 100 players peak daily, and it seems since then something drastic has changed. Enchanted Dragons is no longer called Enchanted Dragons, but just Enchanted, and sees over 1,000 players online daily. Joining the server reveals that it now has a variety of other typical Minecraft server game modes, and seemingly even game modes from Roblox. What the hell happened? The server's original game mode, Dragons, you can't even see properly unless you scroll down to the Other Games category, which is populated by itself, and another game mode just called Fishing. Clearly their original game mode, which people paid for, doesn't seem to be the server's main game mode or focus anymore. And yes, I checked, and it's still pay to play by the way. The server's new main game mode is seemingly this one here called OPSMP. Let's join it and look around. The very first thing you'll notice upon joining the game mode, besides this pop-up advertising the server's 8,500 Minecoin overpowered rank, is that this is just your typical Minecraft Java SMP. You can teleport out to the wild, go to Warp PvP and partake in normal PvP as well as Crystal PvP. There's an auction house, a shop, a spawner-based player economy, ranks, kits, crates, although because this is Bedrock Edition, they are non-gambling crates since crates are actually not allowed on Bedrock, and many more typical features you'd see on your average Java server. Interestingly, with the non-RNG crates or bundles as they are referred to as, the way they work is also like some Java servers, where they release new collections of themed cosmetics every month, and you can unlock them one by one, seeing which one you'll get next instead of having to gamble for them. My own RPG survival server also recently implemented a similar system with cosmetics, where players can unlock and collect them without gambling at all. This server also has some fun vanilla plus classes you can pick, MMO style dungeons you can take on with your friends, and even some fun custom enchantments. Come check it out, both Java and Bedrock players can join. Anyways, based on some of the plugins and mechanics, I'm pretty certain Enchanted is actually a Java server, similar to how a few other Bedrock servers like Mineville, which we talked about last year, which are just using Gazer or similar Java server-side plugins to allow Bedrock players and only Bedrock players to join. Interestingly, all these servers' ranks, including their most expensive one, which costs more than the top Minecoin bundle at about $55 are only temporary 30-day ranks. That means this rank basically costs $55 per month to keep, which hilariously makes it also the most expensive temporary or subscription-based rank I've seen on any Minecraft server ever, just beating out the previous record holder Minecadia. Quite pricey for a Microsoft endorsed server. Besides an OP kit and access to a private plot, it doesn't even really seem to give you that much for that price either, mind you. The next game mode the server has is also another typical Java one, and that is Box PvP. Box PvP is a pretty simple game mode where you jump down into an area, PvP other players or mine resources in the PvP area to you get slightly better gear so you can PvP more players. That's the gist of it. It's sort of like the modern day equivalent of kit PvP servers, which many of us grew up playing. This game mode has very similar monetization to the OP SMP we were just on, except its top rank is instead the Overlord rank, which only costs about $25 to $30 for 30 days, depending on which Minecoin bundles you buy. Still very expensive, more so than 99% of Java servers too, mind you, but I guess better than the $55 one, that's for sure. Moving on next to Steal a Mob. Now, this is a game mode ripped from Roblox instead, specifically the infamous Steal a Brainrot game mode, and in this game mode is where I found something that might actually be breaking Minecraft Bedrock server guidelines in EULA. The summary of this game mode is you buy mobs from this central location of the map, which earn you money and give you other perks to then get better gear and items to steal other players' mobs. Now, besides the server having the same $25 to $30 monthly rank, they also sell lucky blocks. These lucky blocks can cost anywhere from 830 Minecoins, about $6 for one, up to 4,280 Minecoins, about $25 to $30 for one. Pretty damn expensive. When you buy one, it spawns a random mob in your base which can earn you money. However, the type of mob you get is obviously random and down to RNG, which technically makes it gambling, something which is strictly prohibited on Bedrock servers entirely, which is why their crates aren't RNG, as we discussed earlier. $25 to $30 for a random mob, where you can't even preview the potential mobs you can get, or their odds of getting each one, if they aren't even, is quite a big gamble after all. The next game mode is Mines, a game mode for pro miners only. I almost instantly knew that this was essentially just a Minecraft prison server. Basically, all you do is mine these pretty cool looking custom ores to sell for money, to level up and thus access new mines, to get rarer ores to sell for money, etc, etc. Pretty standard stuff. Like I mentioned, it's basically a Minecraft prison server, except it doesn't have all the things that made Minecraft prison servers fun, including PvP, player black markets and trade, secret areas, and more. It's literally just an infinite grind for the sake of grinding game mode. Interestingly, majority of this game mode's mechanics and features were actually already a thing in the server's original Dragons game mode, so it seems like they just took the mining gameplay aspects from that and made its own unique mode and maybe even monetized it more. They have the same $25 to $30 rank, although this time it looks like it's lifetime, not just 30 days, as well as some non-RNG crates with custom items and cosmetics, as well as a bunch of seemingly very pay-to-win custom pickaxes. The Meteor pickaxe, for example, costs about $20, and instantly breaks all nearby blocks and ores you mine with it, although it only has 75 uses, meaning it won't last forever. 75 uses is really not that much. You could burn through this whole $20 pickaxe in a few minutes, so this is pretty damn expensive overall. The Lightning pickaxe, which also costs $20, has even less uses at only 60, and many of the other pay-to-win pickaxes have the same if not less, so this is a pretty pay-to-win game mode, all things considered. They even have a premium currency called crystals, which you can buy with real money that can be used to fast-track quests and get other goods. And then finally, we have the Bed Wars SMP game mode, whatever the hell that means, which is where the server's $10,000 rank can be found. Before that though, be sure to subscribe if you're enjoying this video, and also check out my videos which are now all on Spotify, which you can watch completely ad-free and with no annoying sponsors or interruptions, like this one. You can even watch on the go wherever you want or listen in the car, link is below. First though, what on God's green earth is a Bed Wars SMP anyways? Bed Wars is a PvP minigame, how can it also be a survival server? Well, it's interesting, let me explain. Basically, the way it works is that you get teleported to a survival world with a bed. Your bed is like your base core, you and your team have to place it and protect it from others, and find and destroy other enemy teams' beds too. It's like a very basic form of Minecraft factions in a way. The server even calls them that too, and has mechanics like /f map and more, which function almost exactly as they do on Java faction servers. This is really interesting. Bedrock servers have done survival, skyblock prisons, and all other kinds of Minecraft minigames before, but I've never actually seen one do factions. This is the first one I believe, which is very interesting to see. But following in the footsteps of shady Java faction servers, Bed Wars SMP is by far the most expensive and seemingly highly monetized game mode on the entire server. Not only do they have the most expensive non-RNG crates costing over $20 per reward tier, but their ranks are the highest I've seen on any Bedrock server too. The server's ranks range from about $10 all the way up to over 100, but at least these ones are lifetime and not only monthly. However, However, the server also has a special rank called the Legend rank. The Legend rank gives you a bunch of special perks and cosmetics that seemingly aren't available with any other rank on the server. It seems very exclusive. The Legend rank costs 160,000 mine coins, the equivalent of $1,000 US. But there's more. There is also an even more exclusive Legend Plus rank, which costs 800,000 mine coins, the equivalent of $5,000 US. And if you thought it couldn't get any more crazy, we have the server's pinnacle, its very top and most exclusive rank, Legend Plus Plus, which costs a whopping 1.6 million mine coins, the equivalent of $10,000 US. Now, I'm not sure if anybody actually has been insane enough to get the Legend Plus or Plus Plus rank yet, but there are clearly a handful of people who have Legend, meaning they've spent at minimum $1,000 on the server, if not more. Now, to be clear, the reason this rank is a special rank is because you can't actually just buy it outright or directly. The way it works is that this rank can only be earned by spending the equivalent amount of mine coins on Enchanted as a whole. So you can't just load up 1.6 million mine coins on your Minecraft account and then go buy Legend Plus Plus. You have to buy 1.6 million mine coins worth of goods or ranks on the server as a whole. That's why I've made some progress towards Legend rank, as I bought access to their Dragon's game mode when it was all the server had a year ago. But while you can't buy it directly, it still costs $10,000 to obtain, so the point still stands. Now look, the server, besides potentially the lucky blocks in their Steal a Mob game mode, has no pay-to-win gambling or cosmetic gambling whatsoever, so I'm hard-pressed to dislike it. That being said, having multiple 30-day only ranks which cost anywhere from a few dollars to over $50 per month to keep, on a server which is basically a simple Java SMP you can find everywhere, does rub me the wrong way a bit. I wouldn't even care if the server's game modes were actually a bit more custom or unique, but if you break it down, they have a basic PvP SMP, a kit PvP server, a Roblox Tycoon ripoff, a dumbed-down faction server, and a prison server without any of the fun parts of prison as their game modes. Is the gameplay on any of these game modes really enough to justify these prices? I guess that's not really up to me, but each of these servers players to decide though. My point here is, at the end of the day, you can find Java servers for all of Enchanted's game modes that are also Bedrock compatible, and don't feature nearly as much monetization, or as expensive monetization. Ironically, the server's Dragon's game mode, which I criticized for not being worth the money last year, actually seems to be the most unique game mode on the server by comparison now. That being said, there's nothing inherently bad about the server. Nothing here is deceiving or confusing after all, and I find it very interesting how they pivoted away from their pay-to-play MMO into a more typical Java server network. In fact, many servers on Bedrock have been doing similar lately, and there is seemingly a big shift going on, which I'll be making a full video talking about very soon too, as there's much more to these changes than meets the eye. You might be thinking, Mr. Epic, what about the server's fishing game mode? Well, I didn't even bother mentioning it because it's legit just fishing. It's early access and doesn't seem to have any monetization. The only reason I'm bringing it up now is because I think it's just funny that such a basic and boring game mode is the only other one listed next to their once founding and original pay-to-play Dragons one, which potentially made them millions, if not tens of $1 million, but now seems to be mostly sidelined for other game modes, which somehow are even more expensive to play despite being free. Be sure to subscribe if you enjoyed this video, and make sure to check out my videos on Spotify. Thank you all so much for watching.